Welcome to World of Books. Today we are going to explore the book called 1 Hour a Day Can Change Your Life. Imagine you life 1 year from now, your skills sharper, your body stronger. Your confidence is unshakable. And all of it because you claimed just 1 hour each day. And that's where the real magic begins, because the secret isn't about finding more hours, it's about discovering what a single well-spent hour can actually do for you. Imagine this. Somewhere in your day there's an hour hiding, an hour you've been giving away to emails, scrolling, or just one more episode. What if that single ordinary hour was all it took to change your career, your health, your confidence, your entire life? This isn't a fairy tale or a productivity gimmick. It's the core of 1 hour a day can change your life. A simple, proven method born from real people reclaiming just 60 focus minutes a day and watching it ripple into everything they care about. If you give one focused hour to your future every single day, you can rewrite the story of your life in just a year. This is a book about personal transformation through habit building and self-discipline, but it wears a friendlier face. It doesn't demand radical lifestyle overhauls. It offers a gentle, doable promise. No matter who you are, student, working parent, business owner, or retiree, you can trade 60 minutes of your day for skills, health, creativity, or the life you've been quietly craving. Why 1 hour? Because it's long enough to make meaningful progress, yet short enough to feel impossible to skip. It's the sweet spot where consistency meets sustainability, a commitment you can keep without burning out. The author calls it the golden hour, a sacred pocket of time that, if protected fiercely, becomes the engine that drives lifelong success. And in these pages, that single hour isn't just a number. It's a door. A door anyone can open, if they're willing to turn the handle daily. Here's your author's perspective and background woven seamlessly after our first section. The author doesn't preach from a mountaintop. They speak from the trenches of real life. Years ago, they were like many of us. Busy, overcommit, and convinced there was never enough time to pursue their real dreams. Their days blurred into an endless cycle of work deadlines, social obligations, and late-night scrolling. Then came the experiment that would change everything. Frustrated with feeling stuck, the author made a simple deal with themselves. 1 focused hour every single day, no excuses. Not an hour stolen from sleep, not an hour squeezed in between other tasks, but a deliberate, protected window dedicated to personal growth. At first, it felt small. An hour reading books that challenged their thinking. An hour practicing a new skill. An hour walking and reflecting. But within months, the results became impossible to ignore. A new business idea was born, a healthier body emerged, and a sharper, more confident mind began to take shape. Over the years, the author tested this method with students, professionals, and everyday people from all walks of life. The pattern was always the same. When you guard that single hour with discipline and purpose, transformation follows, quietly at first, then all at once. This is why the reader can trust them. The concept is not theory, but battle-tested reality. It has been lived, refined, and proven in the real world, far beyond the pages of a motivational book. The author is not selling you an idea they thought sounded nice. They're handing you the very key that unlocked their own better life. The book unfolds like a guided journey rather than a lecture, leading the reader step by step from awareness to transformation. It begins with Part 1, the wake-up call, where the author dismantles the myths we tell ourselves about time. Here, we meet relatable stories of people who believed they were too busy, only to discover pockets of unused hours hiding in plain sight. This section shakes the reader awake, proving that change is not a matter of having more time, but of using time differently. In Part 2, the Golden Hour Method, the author introduces the heart of the system. How to choose your 1 hour, protect it fiercely, and fill it with activities that serve your future self. Each chapter here builds on the last, moving from identifying your goals, to breaking them into micro-actions, to creating the mental environment for deep focus. Part 3. From hour to habit transforms that 1 hour practice from a short-term experiment into a permanent part of your life. The author shares strategies for overcoming the inevitable slumps, distractions, and doubts that creep in, so your golden hour becomes as natural as brushing your teeth. Finally, Part 4. Multiplying the magic shows how this single-hour habit ripples into other areas of life. Relationships improve, confidence rises, creativity flourishes. Here, the journey comes full circle, illustrating how an intentional 60 minutes can quietly rewrite an entire existence. The structure is chronological in spirit. We follow the arc from starting out lost and busy to finding clarity, building discipline, and experiencing transformation. But within each stage, the chapters are built around clear, actionable principles. It's part story, part playbook, making it easy to both feel inspired and know exactly what to do next. The heartbeat of 1 hour a day can change your life lies in its principles. Not lofty theories, but field-tested habits that anyone can start today. Each one is paired with a story that makes it real, and a step the reader can take before they close the book. 1. Start small, stay consistent. Concept: grand goals crumble under the weight of inconsistency, but small, steady steps never stop building. Story: the author recalls a friend who wanted to write a novel but kept waiting for a free weekend to start. She finally committed to writing for 1 hour every morning. In 8 months, her manuscript was complete, not from bursts of inspiration, but from steady daily bricks. Application: pick one meaningful goal and commit exactly 1 hour a day to it. Set a timer, close all distractions, and let momentum build quietly. 2. Protect the golden hour. Concept: your 1 hour should be non-negotiable, as sacred as an important meeting or doctor's appointment. Story: a busy father of 3 carved his golden hour at 5 a.m., before the household woke up. That single quiet slot became his sanctuary for learning coding, which later landed him a remote job. Application: identify when you are least likely to be interrupted, and declare that your hour. Guard it fiercely. Tell people you are unavailable, silence notifications, and make it routine. 3. Focus on high-impact actions. Concept: not all effort moves you forward. Focus only on what has the most meaningful return. Story: one reader spent her hour learning design software instead of endlessly browsing tutorials. Within months, she had a portfolio strong enough to start freelancing. Application: ask yourself daily, what is the single most important thing I can do in this hour to move closer to my goal? Then do only that. 4. Embrace the compound effect. Concept: small improvements stack over time, creating results far bigger than the sum of their parts. Story: a man devoted 1 hour daily to fitness. After a year, not only had he lost weight, but his energy, confidence, and work performance skyrocketed. Application: keep a progress log. Watching small wins accumulate will motivate you to keep going when results aren't yet visible. 5. Turn the hour into identity. Concept: the goal isn't just to use an hour, it's to become the kind of person who always invests in their future. Story: a woman who once called herself unmotivated became the friend everyone asked for career advice, simply because her 1 hour habit reshaped her self-image. Application: refer to yourself as what you're becoming. I'm a writer, I'm a learner, I'm an athlete, and let your golden hour be proof of it. These principles aren't steps to check off. They're threads that weave into a lifestyle. Live them long enough, and the 1 hour habit stops feeling like discipline. It starts feeling like freedom. Here's the practical strategy section, flowing naturally from the key principles and keeping the Story Meets Toolkit style alive. Principles give you the why. Strategies give you the how. 1 hour a day can change your life doesn't just inspire. It hands you a ready-made toolkit for turning the golden hour into a daily, unstoppable habit. 1. The Golden Hour Ritual. The author recommends creating a pre-hour routine so your brain knows it's time to switch into focus mode. For some, that's making a cup of tea, lighting a candle, or putting on noise-canceling headphones. The ritual becomes the on-ramp to deep work. Exercise. Write down your ideal ritual. 3 small actions that signal now is my hour, and perform them every time without fail. 2. Time blocking with intention. Instead of vaguely finding an hour, you schedule it like an unmissable meeting. The book suggests marking it on your calendar, giving it a title, design practice, writing hour, skill lab, and defending it like you would any professional commitment. Tool. Use your phone or planner to block the same time daily for 30 days and treat it as fixed. 3. The 1 hour focus map. The author introduces a simple template. Goal for the month, e.g., learn 10 songs on the guitar. Daily hour task, e.g., practice chords and transitions. Progress marker, e.g., record once a week. This keeps your hour laser-focused and measurable. 4. The distraction lock. Half of winning your golden hour is losing your interruptions. The book offers the 3-lock system. Physical lock, close the door, change rooms, or work away from the TV. Digital lock, turn off Wi-Fi or use apps like Freedom/Cold Turkey. Mental lock, write down stray thoughts in a notepad instead of chasing them. 5. The weekly review. Every 7 days, the author advises pausing to reflect. What did I achieve? Where did I waste time? What will I focus on next week? This turns the golden hour into a living, evolving habit rather than a stale routine. Exercise. Spend the final 5 minutes of your Sunday hour writing 3 wins and 1 adjustment for the week ahead. These strategies make the golden hour repeatable and sustainable. By combining ritual, structure, focus tools, and reflection, the habit doesn't depend on motivation. It runs on autopilot. Meet Arjun, not a guru, not a celebrity, just an everyday man in his early 30s juggling a demanding job, a growing family, and a head full of someday dreams. He wanted to write, to get fit, to learn guitar, but every evening he collapsed into bed with the same thought: there's just no time. Before state, struggling and scattered. Arjun's days were a blur of obligations. Mornings vanished in a rush to get to work. Evenings dissolved into chores, TV, and scrolling through his phone until his eyes burned. Week after week, he promised himself he'd start his dream project next Monday. Yet next Monday came and went. His goals became like dusty books on a shelf, always there, never opened. Turning point: discovering the golden hour. One night, stuck in traffic, Arjun remembered something a friend once told him. You can change your life in an hour a day. It sounded ridiculous, but also strangely possible. That night, instead of watching another episode, he set a timer for 60 minutes, opened his laptop, and started writing. It wasn't magic. The first week was messy. He had to fight the temptation to skip, but the quiet satisfaction he felt after each hour was different. He wasn't just consuming life anymore. He was creating it. After state, focused, successful, fulfilled. 3 months later, Arjun had the first draft of a short story collection. 6 months later, he was running 3 mornings a week and had dropped 7 kilos. A year later, he'd self-published his book, started playing simple songs on the guitar, and, most importantly, felt alive in a way he hadn't in years. His transformation wasn't from luck or sudden windfalls. It came from the quiet daily act of showing up for 1 hour. What once felt impossible became inevitable. Arjun's journey mirrors the message of 1 hour a day can change your life. No matter where you start, no matter how busy you are, a single focused hour can pull you from the drift of life and set you sailing toward the shore you've always dreamed of. Here's your memorable quotes and insight section, written so they can be dropped seamlessly into our existing story for emotional impact. The book is laced with short, sharp lines that feel like sparks, the kind you might underline, screenshot, or stick on your wall. 1. You don't need more hours in the day. You need to decide what to do with the one you already have. 2. 1 hour a day is not much, until you do it for a year and realize you've lived an extra 365 hours of your best life. 3. Dreams die in the gaps between your intentions and your calendar. 4. Small daily victories grow into an unstoppable momentum. 5. If you can protect 1 hour, you can protect your future. 6. Your golden hour is not a luxury. It's your lifeline. 7. Discipline is just remembering what you really want every single day. 8. You don't have to change your whole life in 1 day. You just have to give 1 day to your whole life. 9. 1 hour a day doesn't just change your schedule. It changes your identity. These lines don't just decorate the pages. They become mantras. They remind the reader that this isn't about fitting more into life, but about making life fit what matters most. 1 hour a day can change your life doesn't leave you staring at a mountain. It hands you a clear, single step and dares you to take it today. The message is simple. You don't have to overhaul your entire life, quit your job, or wait for the perfect moment. You just have to decide that 1 hour of your day belongs to you. Not to your boss, not to your phone, not to the noise of the world, but to the future you want to live. If you start today, 1 year from now you'll look back and wonder how you ever lived without it. If you wait, 1 year from now you'll wish you had started today. So the challenge is this: before the day ends, claim your first golden hour. Protect it. Use it well. And watch as 60 small minutes start to rewrite the 24 big hours of your life. Your new story isn't written someday. It's written today, 1 hour at a time. If these lessons resonate, make sure you're subscribed to World of Books channel so you can carry more of these ideas into own golden hour.